I'm Wesley.
And I'm Jarod.
And this is our how-to
for our 4-week project,
Existence.
So, about 4 weeks ago, Jarod and I were sitting in one of the back rooms in Vision Tech talking about what we were going to do for our next 4-week project. Eventually, we came to the conclusion that we were going to make a music video for a song that we were both very familiar with, Existence. Next, Jarod and I had to go about writing a script. We split the song up into several small sections, and then we decided what would happen during each of these sections. We then proceeded to gather up all the materials that we would need for filming, which included all of the masks that were in the film, as well as building the bass cannon.
After we got the script and all the equipment figured out, we then had some major casting probs. We had to get about 6 or 7 people to agree to go up to Coronado Heights and film with us on the same day, which was not an easy task by any means.
So our first weekend of filming really wasn't all that productive. We did have everybody out there, but we weren't completely prepared. We just weren't ready. The next week we went out there, and Jarod and I were able to get a little bit filmed, but it was nothing that we put into our final product as nobody else showed up to help us.
Well, week 3 was pretty much the starting point for our entire project. We hadn't done anything film-wise until now. Well, any film that we used in our final project. And we only filmed about a minute of it that we actually used in our final project.
After we filmed, we had to tackle the problem with Final Cut because neither of us have ever used it before. But we decided that would probably be the best route in finishing our project and ending up with something that we were pleased with. So while we did film, we also experimented a lot with Final Cut and decided what effects we were going to add to the shots. And week 3 was a success.
Week 4 was pretty much absolutely crazy. We had to film everything that wasn't filmed. We had to edit everything that wasn't edited. We had to put effects in everything that hadn't already had effects in it. We had to export. We had to... I remember coming in at least 3 or 4 times that last week, staying until we were pretty much kicked out working on this project.
The real problem with week 4 is that the week before we had a major, almost a snowstorm. I mean, we would have gotten all of our filming done. We would have gotten a lot done, but we didn't have school and we didn't have time to film. With the snow up on the mountain, there would be some major inconsistencies. I mean, we did eventually decide that we would live with those inconsistencies. It was still a major inconvenience. Throughout this project, we ran into a lot of problems. One of the big things was getting the bus out there whenever we needed it. That was a problem.
Another problem we had was, like we said earlier, we filmed during week 2 and didn't use a single second of it. So, yeah.
And then, like I said, all the snow. But we did have some success. I mean, it wasn't all bad.
We did have a lot of positives in our project.
Like the fact that we got Final Cut down in a couple of days. I mean, that was pretty huge.
Yeah, I don't think either of us had used it for the slightest amount of time before this, and both of us know how to do just about anything on Final Cut now.
Yeah. Another thing, while we were running through our project, we had several problems, and we always had people there to help us, like Augie with After Effects. I mean, that was great.
If we were to do this project again, and I think Wesley would agree on this, but if we were to do it again, I would want to get all filming done within the first 2 weeks and just have the last two or more weeks to edit it and work on the final product. And we did not have that luxury this time. It was a definite scramble there at the end.